Today we're taking a trip to Hollow Bastion, the home of all the Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts, and also Maleficent's lair in Kingdom Hearts 1. We're not just going on a tour of Hollow Bastion, we're not just beating Hollow Bastion, we're getting every single secret chest along the way. There are a lot of chests in Hollow Bastion, and there are a lot of secret chests in Hollow Bastion. The very first chest we're going to get is just by using Blizzard on the first 2 bubbles, and those are going to let us jump up and grab ourselves some Dalmatians. Immediately after, we're just going to drop down onto the ground to get ourselves a Life G, a gummy ship part. Now you're going to head back to the beginning, and I'm going to show you a little accident that I do here that you should avoid, which is accidentally jumping into bubbles. The bubbles take you underwater. There's nothing in this first section for the bubbles. There are a couple bubbles we will be jumping into, specifically 2 bubbles, one right now, and then one much later in the walkthrough when we come back to Hollow Bastion for the second time. So now, for now, just follow the pathing up to the first little area. And when I say first area, I just mean the first large platform. You'll see another bubble. We're going to use Blizzard on it first, and we're going to jump up and grab the chest on the platform. Then we're going to wait for the Blizzard to wear off, and we're going to jump into the bubble to go underwater. We're immediately going to run as fast as we can to the right and grab the chest. The reason we're doing this so quickly is because there's a time limit on how long you can be underwater, and many times if you take more than a couple seconds looking around to get adjusted, you'll be blasted back up and you'll have to restart. Make your way back up to the second platform, and now we're going to the first cutscene of the area, which is going to leave us with only Beast in our party. So you might think because you have the key, you don't have the Keyblade anymore, you can't open chests. That isn't true. Just turn around, fly over to this platform, and we are going to grab ourselves a Mega Elixir, which is huge. A Mega Elixir is basically a soft reset in the middle of a boss fight. So definitely take those into bosses and don't just hold on to them, because there are not many opportunities after this to use them. He says as he never uses them, but I will. When you go up to the castle gates, immediately turn right. And you are going to hit the second little, I'm going to call them crystals. We're going to hit that other crystal on the way back up. Okay, in here we got quite a few chests to get. A little tutorial on how to kill stuff in here. You can either use magic. I find gravity magic is especially useful in here. Because it doesn't matter what your magic stats are, which might have been dependent on your Keyblade. But magic in general works pretty well. You can't actually damage enemies with little hits, but I like to try. But a really good way of taking enemies out is to just lock onto them and press triangle or Y if you're on an Xbox controller. So we're going to take the higher up left bubble, and that's going to put us in this little area with a little board that you can push around this piece on. First thing, we're going to jump on it, and we're going to grab ourselves a Mithril. And now there's a release lever that we're going to press. I try to hit it, but we have to press it. Turn around and get yourselves a Thundera G, which I'm not a big fan of Thundera Gs, but, you know, we're going to get a lot of Thundaga Gs too. Okay, once you're done getting those 2 chests, you can fly over to that other release switch, or you can do what I'm about to do, which is just drop down and push this thing over just a couple of feet. And then jump up. So you want to come up here before you get Donald and Goofy back in your party, because if you get rid of Beast, you won't be able to make it through this door. And this chest isn't super important, but, you know, for the collectors out there, we're going to get it. It's a Thundaga G. Now, right behind this wall, there's a chest that is probably, in my opinion, one of the more secret chests that I didn't know how to get for a long time. But it's a dark matter that we're going to get in just a couple of seconds. Okay, jump back down into the main area and take the bubble on the right, the lower down bubble. And you're going to show up in a save area. The save area has a chest in it. This is a fire ring. Now you're going to use Beast to break this wall. Okay, so here's the secret chest. Before you go into the bubble, use Blizzard on it, jump up on the bubble, and now turn around and you're going to get that dark matter chest that we were just looking at on the other side of the wall. And then what you're going to do, going right back to the game, we're going to just jump into the bubble that we just Blizzard, and it's going to take us to a new area. Right beside it is called the dungeon. So the dungeon's the next little room we're going to. This is the Waterway. So use Beast to break this wall. And inside, we're going to find 2 chests. And you can get these 2 chests now, or you can wait till later when you come back with Donald and Goofy. There is a blue trinity in this room. We're not actually going to come back into the waterways manually. We're going to use a secret elevator that's right above us to come back down here and just get this trinity and then get out of the waterways. Okay, so we got ourselves an Ultima G and a Thundaga G, 2 gummy ship parts. When you come out of the dungeon, just take a left, and this puzzle can seem a bit tricky because there are so many like little hidden buttons behind walls and stuff, but we're just going to keep it real simple. As a kid, this place infuriated me trying to figure out all the little secrets and stuff, but in reality, there really aren't any. So you just hit the first button, hit the second button, and now a new button's been unlocked. We hit that one, and then a new button will be unlocked and we'll hit that one. I'm trying to go a little slow here just in case you're watching along and want to keep up. But this is a really simple puzzle to get through. It can be a bit mind-numbing if you see all the little hidden buttons and you want to get to them and all that. But we're getting every single chest you can get. So go ahead and jump into the bubble. Don't jump over to the side like I'm doing. I'm looking at that button. See, that's my child in me going, oh my god, how do I want to hit that button? I want that button. I want that button right now. Infuriated me. Okay, so once you come to the new area, to your right is going to be a button on the wall. I'm definitely saying button wrong. Everybody always makes fun of me for how I say button. It's not cool. Upstairs is going to be a defender. Now, this defender, you'll watch my Beast tries to attack this defender for a while. I'm just looking at other buttons there. The defender here, you'll see Beast is like attacking him, and then finally I'm just like, what am I doing? I need to use gravity magic on this guy. 1 gravity magic at this point should take this guy out, if you have the same amount of mana that I do. So gravity magic takes out a percentage of the health of enemies, but I have found once you get to a high enough level, it's almost instantaneously kills a lot of enemies. I don't know what the mechanic is there, but I love it, so I keep doing it. Okay, you're gonna head out exactly the way we came. So once you're in the main area, all you're gonna do is you're gonna hit the 3rd button, and then you're gonna go back and hit the second button. You don't have to hit all 4 of them to get out. And we're free from the waterways. The only other enemies you'll have to fight are these dark balls. And just, again, use Beast to take them out, and then take the crystal to summon an elevator back upstairs. When you get back upstairs, I come back with Donald and Goofy later to show you, but hit this crystal right now to activate that platform. And we're going to get the items that platform gets us later in this video. So now we're just going to run around the right, and we're going to head to the Grand Hall. And you're going to watch a couple of cutscenes, and then we're going to be inside of the Riku fight. I love this Riku fight because it's so dead simple. He has a couple of easy attacks to parry, which stun him, and you can attack him. He really doesn't do anything special. I like this Riku fight so much because it's almost like a victory lap for Sora. Like, this is actually Riku with no Riku Ansem powers or anything. Like, this fight shows you how much more powerful Sora has become than Riku. Like, Riku's been out there trying to become powerful, trying to do all these things, like, you know, helping the darkness and Maleficent and stuff, and then you just see Sora, like, pummel him, and it just always felt good to me, especially coming from, like, Destiny Islands, where Riku was just a difficult enemy to defeat, and I say difficult only because that stupid kick he does. That kick gets me every single time. Okay, when you're done with the Riku fight, we are going to head up to the Emblem door, and I'm just going to show you the Emblem door real quick and then show you a secret chest you can get. A secret AP up. So here's the emblem door. Okay, I already opened the emblem door. I came back and recorded this. Basically, just jump up and grab this ledge on the right. Grab that ledge, and then you'll see a chest on the other ledge. Fly over, jump over, and you have got yourselves an AP up. Huge. Okay, now we're going to go to the library. So going from the emblem door, if you're facing the emblem door, go left. And inside the library, we're not just going to unseal the library. We're going to get every single secret in the library. So stick with me. Okay. I don't remember the names of all the books, but Comma Volume 8's the first one you're going to pick up, this red book. Okay. From here, you're basically good to go upstairs. I don't want to cut around in here too much, so I left me just looking around in for fun. So there's this little turnstile you can use, so go ahead and hit it, and you'll be able to grab this chest. Now head upstairs, and we got a couple more books to grab upstairs. And I'm going to tell you when we're done in here and to stay in. Okay, so right here I start spinning this thing, but I don't actually think I grab this chest until later. Okay, yeah, I spin it twice and then just move on. Okay, use the Trinity and knock this book down. We do get that chest in just a little bit, but basically just keep spinning that thing until you can get the book. Or until you can get the chest. Okay, we got Asa Volume 3, and that is going to go inside the wall right there to our left. And then we picked up a book off of the table, and now we're grabbing the green book from the wall. Okay, here we got another turnstile that we start spinning. And these turnstiles, like, sometimes you can feel like they're never going to give you the chest because you just keep spinning them. I literally don't know what the secret mechanic is, but I just keep spinning them until I get it. And we get some Dalmatians, which is, oh, sorry, Mega Potions, which are also important. Okay, so now you're done with the library, but don't leave. There are quite a few secrets we get from the library, including a really, really strong accessory. Okay, so we've got the 2 extra books from upstairs. Now we're heading downstairs. We're gonna head back around to where we first started in the library. And we're gonna put the yellow book Asa Volume 3 in here. And this is gonna open up a whole new section of the library. So we see the red books that we completed earlier. I end up taking my book and putting it in the leftmost. So I take Volume 6, I put it in the left slot. It actually goes in the right slot. So just, you know, we'll fix that later, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so now we're basically only missing 1 book to complete that volume downstairs. So now that we moved all these around, if you follow my pathing around, you'll find the Nara Volume 5, I'm gonna say is what that's called. And that goes back upstairs. And that is gonna reveal a secret bookcase with some purple books that has our last screen book in it. So now we go back downstairs to the green books, which I just jumped into the wrong section. Yeah, I didn't want to cut this too much because I don't want it to be confusing. So you'll see I try to put the right book in the right slot, and I finally realized my mistake, which I should have realized earlier based on the pattern of the 333, but, you know, we live and we learn. Okay. And now that I have both books, it'll automatically put them in the right slots. And behind here will be a purple book. This purple book is going to open up a secret elevator. And that secret elevator is going to take us to 2 different places. We're going to get the first place the first time we run through, and then we're going to come back on our second visit to Hollow Bastion. So when we come back and we seal the keyhole, I'll show you we're going to go the other way. So we're going to trigger the other way to open. We'll just go through it real quick. So first things first, there's a chest that you need to use gravity on to get, and I'm trying to lock onto it, but it keeps locking onto the crystal. And I want to say these are the Dalmatians I was talking about earlier. Yeah, there we go. Now we got our Dalmatians. So, you'll see that this pathing deviates into two separate paths. So it takes us upstairs. And we're going to go to the left. So you'll see right here, it could go left or right. We're going to go to the left. And then that crystal you see in the background right there, that's what opens it to go to the right. We're going to get that crystal on our way up the tower, the castle. And then when we come back for the second time to seal the keyhole, we have to climb the whole tower anyway again. So we're going to go the other way. So when you get to the very top, just use gravity on the chest, and you're going to get yourself a synthesis material mithril. Oh my god, I'm horrible. Osmos G. What are all my notes for? I'm the worst. Okay, so you're going to take the elevator back downstairs to the library. When you get back to the library, the only thing we have left is a couple of chests in here. So I'm going back to the little turnstile I was spinning earlier. I already spun it twice, so now I'm spinning it 3 times. And 4 times, and I want to say 5th is the lucky charm. Nope, 5th is not lucky. We go for a 6th spin right here. And we finally got that chest. So we got 2 more chests to get in the library. Turn around, and we're gonna jump on top of the bookcases, and there's 1 chest just laying out in the open. And then the other chest is behind us in a little turnstile. Spin, 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 spin that turnstile. It's like a lazy Susan, you know? I'm a lazy Fugio. They never named nothing after me. Okay, now we're going for all of the emblem pieces. So all the emblem pieces, all the puzzles are in this little area right here. First thing we're going to do is break both of these, and that is going to release an emblem downstairs in the waterfall, or fountain rather. Okay, another emblem requires us to light 8 candles around the room. So we're going to run around the room and light all 8 candles. Now, I face the wall right here, so I miss it, but there's a red trinity that I just passed. And if you get that red trinity, it'll push something downstairs that breaks open and releases a emblem. The next emblem is right here. You just take this little thing and you push it over to the side. It presses a button down, and then you get your 3rd emblem, or 2nd emblem. 3rd if you hit the red trinity, but we'll come back up for that. But you shouldn't come back up for it. You should get it right now. Okay, so that is 6 of these candles. We need 2 more. So we get the last 2 candles, and that releases the emblem right there in the fire. We're immediately going to turn around and use thunder on this little thunder icon, and that's going to activate these little elevators that let us go up and down. It also opens up this little area, so we're going to grab this emblem. Now we're going to jump down, and we're going to fly over to the chest on the right-hand side of the room. So if you just entered the Grand Hall, this would be on the right. And now we also have an emblem just chilling inside of this fountain. And there would also be an emblem on the ground right there if I had pushed the Trinity, which I didn't, but we're about to go back and do it. Okay. So here's the emblem door. You just start putting all your emblems inside. And at this point, I was like, man, I felt like there were 4. Okay, maybe there were 3. And then I see the door, and I'm like, nope, there were 4. Okay, so I'm back upstairs. I took the elevators back up, and I'm looking around, and I finally see the statue that I needed to push down. And I literally just beat Hollow Bastion on another playthrough to get ready for this, so it's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. But hey, it just goes to show, like, this game has so many little things that, like, they just... It's really special that way. Like, all the little secrets and stuff they push in. Okay, when you put the 4th emblem piece in the door, you're gonna watch a couple cutscenes, and then enemies are gonna be around you. And the thing is, you're still in the Grand Hall. You're not actually going through yet. So you're still inside the Grand Hall when that happens. So you gotta kill the enemies and then go through the door again, or just go through the door. You know, you don't have to go through the enemies. Okay, when we go through the door, there's a crystal right in front of us that we're gonna take. And this is going to get us quite a few secret items, including that blue trinity we were talking about earlier. So you got a couple dark balls down here. Just go ahead and kill them. Go through the door, and you're going to have quite a few spawns of defenders and wizards and I think some wyverns. But basically, you can ignore them. The first little elevator we're going to take is the further one. I guess not the one on the right, the one forward. And that is going to take us down into the dungeon. This is actually a pretty dangerous room. I'm trying to use gravity on the guardian, or the defender. The defender is can be destroyed very easily with the gravity, like I showed earlier. And so try to get those out, but if you can't, you know, just don't die here is the key. Span some lightnings if you want to. Take out all those dark balls. When you're done with everything, hit this trinity. You're just going to get a couple kind of okay items. Mega Potion, Mega Ether, a Cottage. Cottages are really good, and I never use them, like, ever. Okay, well, we're going to go back upstairs, and now we're taking the other elevator to the lift stop. When we get here, we're just going to hit the crystal, and that's just going to pop some items out for us. A mithril specifically, synthesis material. We need that if you want to complete synthesis in this game for the achievement and the ultimate weapon, of course. Which, by the way, my next video is my synthesis video, and it is in-depth. And I think it's unlike a lot of synthesis videos out there. It's more like an organic way while you're playing to get everything you need, as opposed to, you know, like, hey, this item go to this enemy, this item go to this enemy. Okay, so now that we're done here, there's another crystal in this room, and if we hit that crystal, it'll actually change the first crystal from taking us down to those two little elevators to taking us upstairs. And upstairs, we're going to have another chest we can grab. So just use gravity right there.
Force. Heal.
And get yourself that orichalcum. Again, essential synthesis material. Okay, once you're done with taking that elevator both ways, we're just going to head out to the next area. Out here can be tricky. You have quite a few enemies that fly, and so they're all flying off of the platform, and if you hit them with an air combo and you do a like finisher and you don't fly back, you can fall down into the waterways downstairs. Very annoying. Anyways, when you're done with the enemies, the far crystal from where we started activates an elevator that we can jump in on. So that crystal, the first crystal, just takes us to the next area. Don't take that one. Use the second crystal to activate this elevator. Jump off, use gravity, and we're going to get ourselves some Dalmatians. Now, before you leave this area, we're going to fly back over to the other side, but before you leave this area, remember, we activated that crystal in the entrance area that activated the other elevator, and this is where we're finally going to use it. Or elevator, floating platform thing, whatever it is. So I try to jump on the first one to jump on the second one, but I, like, clip into the little thing. So we jump to this platform, and Donald and Goofy just like fall into the abyss and then reappear. And now that we're on this platform, this is going to get us two chests. So Haste 2G is a fun gummy ship part, and then over here we got ourselves an orichalcum, which is huge. Once you're done with these two chests, take the platforms back to the area we were just at and take that first crystal, and it's going to take us upstairs. There's no chest in this area, so just keep on moving, hit the crystal, and you're going to get put on this big platform. Halfway through the little path across, you're going to be attacked by enemies, kill them, and then you're going to hit this crystal in the middle of the room whenever I'm done picking up MP balls. I love my balls, gotta chase my balls. Right when you get off of that big elevator, there's a trinity and a chest. So the trinity is going to get you a mega elixir and a cottage. So let's go mega elixir, cottages, you know, whatever. Grab this chest right behind it. It's just a Thundaga G, but, you know, we're doing all the chests, so let's get them. And now you're going to go to your left, and there's going to be a door we're going to go through. Sorry my camera is, like, going so wild. The whole time I'm recording this, I'm just thinking, like, okay, did I miss something here? Do I remember this? Okay, when you go through the next door, just like right there, I'm like, is there a chest here? No, okay. Take the crystal, get on the elevator. That's going to take us just right upstairs. And now we're getting to some of the fun parts with some secrets and some fun things that we can do. Okay, immediately when you come out the door, you got to turn left to get yourselves an Orichalcum. Again, got to get all the Orichalcums in the game to do the synthesis. Orichalcums only come from chests in this game, and so if you miss one, it can be a little bit annoying to figure out, like, oh, which one did I miss? What happened? Okay, you're going to get up to this next Great Crest area is what it's called. Kill all the enemies and then use gravity on this chest. I finally put gravity on my hotbar because I was like, what am I doing? I'm using it all the time. Let's go. Okay, so hit the crystal in this first Great Crest area, and that's going to lower the first stair. Head into the lift stop. There are just going to be some enemies here to kill. You don't have to kill them. You can keep moving, and you're going to show up on the other side of the Great Crest, also known as the High Tower. And here you have some guardians, some dark balls, some wizards. Whenever you're done killing them, there is a chest in this area we got to use gravity on. Now hit the crystal, and the second set of stairs is going to drop. And now we're just going to take those stairs up. And there's a really fun secret chest here that we'll get in just a minute. But okay, when you get to the other side, there are going to be more enemies. Wyverns, I highly recommend just using thunder on them. Thunder works great on them, and, you know, just you won't send yourself flying off the side. Okay, now hit this crystal to make the stair go up on the other side. And when you get up here, you're going to have 2 wizards and a dark ball, I want to say, to fight. Yeah, 2 wizards and dark ball. This is two dark balls. This is really annoying because the wizards float off the side, and wizards don't take damage to magic, so just be patient, wait for them to fly back, grab this chest. Now, hitting this crystal is going to change the direction that the elevator from the library goes. So when we come back to Hollow Bastion the second time, we've hit that lever, that's already set up, good to go. We don't have to come back to this. Okay, before you leave this area, there's a secret chest. Underneath the stairs that you just made going up, you can fly down, and there is a secret door. And that door will take you to a really cool item called the Royal Crown. Getting the Royal Crown, sadly, you just have to path your way back up, because you have to go outside, jump off, path your way back up. That's the only way I know how to do it. Okay, once we get back up to where we just were, you're going to head into this next area with 2 defenders. Gravity magic is king on these guys. It's like there's no way around it. It's the best spell to use. Gravity is such a great spell against a lot of enemies. Just also, you know, whatever. So you're going to keep heading through the castle. Just go through that door, and we have our first fight with Maleficent. This fight's really simple. She has a floating barrier, and we have to use gravity on it. So this whole Hollow Bastion, all the way up the tower, it's been telling us, hey, use gravity, put gravity on your hotbar. You're using it so much. And now there's a fight with it on the hotbar, which is fantastic. So I really like how they use gravity here, and then they were just using it and using it and using it, and then it's even in the boss fight that you have to do. Anyway, she's really simple here. There are ways to bug her. If you use EXP 0 and you get your final swing of the combo, and then you use the stop spell, you can infinitely stop her from doing anything, and just, you know, make this fight dead easy. But this fight's dead easy anyway. So just keep using gravity when her little platform goes up in the air. Kill the guardians as they show up. Get on her platform, beat her up, and whenever she does that big spell where all the meteors come out, just do what I did and run off to the side and hide. Because what's the point? And then just beat her to death. She's a dead easy boss. There's really nothing else to say about it. Okay, in the next area, you got yourselves a save point, and then this glowy portal, which takes us to the super fun, awesome fight, Maleficent Dragon. Maleficent Dragon can also be bugged by using EXP 0 and stop. So if you want to, you could use EXP 0 and stop throughout this fight to just kind of bug her and leave her in a position of, you know, like not being able to do anything. And this is kind of how you do a 3-hit combo, you stop, do a 3-hit combo, you stop. I don't, if I remember correctly, I don't have EXP 0 on here. I might. I guess. I think I just beat her. I think I was just using stop naturally, but I am unsure about that. The amount of time stop lasts is based on your MP. So let's say you went full strength, You're using a Keyblade that's strength-based. Like, I'm using Lady Luck right here, and which we're actually going to get from White Trinities, which is going to be a video soon. It boosts my MP, so I'm doing everything I can to boost my MP so my stop lasts a little bit longer. And right here, you can kind of see how that kind of works. You know, I just keep spamming stop after I'm done with the combo, so I might be using EXP 0. And if you can time it right and not let her get attacks off, you can glitch her out through this whole fight. Also, when I was a kid, the only way I could beat her was Dumbo. So if you want to, you can cheer on all of your characters, and you can just summon Dumbo and just blast away, and you'll block a lot of her attacks from being able to hit you. But other than that, it's really just about getting to her face, doing some Keyblade combos, and, you know, I'm definitely trying to use the XP 0 here, because I would not be trying to do a full combo before stop. But I'm doing it so poorly that it really shows off how badly you can do in this fight and still win. I've never done EXP 0 like successfully. Like, I think that was maybe my third or fourth time trying it. So it's really one of those things, like if you practice it a little bit, you'll do good. When you're done with that fight, just head through a door to the lift stop, go through the next door at the lift stop, and you're going to show up in this great room with Riku. So now it's time for the Riku Ansem fight. The Riku Ansem fight is not super fun, and it can be very, very devastating for a lot of people. So let's talk about a little bit of it. You can get a couple of parries off his basic attacks to be able to give him a short stun time where maybe you can get a combo off. You can see early on, I'm trying to take advantage of his lack of big moves early on to just get in his face and pummel him. I'm using arrow for defense, and so I baited his, so he was blocking right there. So what I did was I hit him with my block so he would immediately retaliate. Well, so he was blocking, I hit him, he retaliated, and I blocked that to be able to stun him and get a combo in. So right here I do it, I tried to do it again. But now he starts going into his harder attacks. So those discs he just flew at you, or threw at me, those can be blocked and sent back to hit him if you have like the presence of mind to be able to do that. Higher versions of arrow also block those and send those back. His next move is that move where he jams his Keyblade into the ground, which, by the way, dope ass Keyblade that I actually like more than the Keyblade Riku gets up until Kingdom Hearts 3. Because his Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 3 is fantastic after he breaks his little sword feather Keyblade. Right there, I block one of those and send it back to him. Get yourself some tech points. Get yourself some tech points, some XP. So at this point, he's kind of in phase 2 of his fight. So he'll jam his Keyblade into the ground, and he will shoot out those little orbs. I say orbs like pillars of light, pillars of darkness. Just dodge roll to try to block him. You can see I unsuccessfully do that. And now he's going into his third phase where he does his big major like desperation attacks. So when his desperation attacks start off similar, but eventually he'll power up and do his ultimate move. So right here, one of the best ways of doing damage to him is just to block those discs he throws at you. And right there, I'm able to jump over the pillars and get inside on him. And he's kind of sitting there taunting us for a second, so we got plenty of time to do a combo at him. Anytime he's not powered up, like he doesn't have his orb powered up, just get in there like phase 1 and do some damage. Now here's his ultimate attack. So he zooms around the room in a circle, and so it's pretty easy to like dodge if you time it right. Just fly in a big circle around the room, and I often dodge every attack. Maybe I'll get hit by one. And then he ends it with jumping into the middle of the room and sending out a bunch of pillars, which again, by jumping up in the air and flying, you'll often be able to dodge. He goes back into his phase 2 moves, and this is kind of your chance to again get in on him, block some of those, and do some damage to him. And then anytime he is not charged up, of course you can do the parries, the blocks to be able to stun him. So at this point, it's really just waiting for his desperation move to not be on, and then parrying his attacks, blocking those discs that are coming back at you. And besides that, like, it's a tough fight for sure, like there's no doubt. And the lower his health gets, like the more often I start making mistakes. But just make sure you're using a lot of cures and a lot of arrow to do defensives. He might have a hit counter retaliation, I don't know, in which case arrow might actually be a bad move. But I don't. I like using arrow on this fight. Okay, so anytime his health gets really low, I start getting, like, I start making a lot more mistakes and stuff. So I end up getting a block off there, but can't hit him because he goes into his desperation move. And I get hit by both of his hits on the desperation move, which is awful. So he's very bouncy here. I'm able to get some parries off and some blocks off, but I'm not able to get any damage in on him, which is fine. At this point, I'm just like, okay, calm down. Don't try too hard. Fly around the room, dodge those desperation move attacks. And I'm finally able to get that last hit on. You'll see how under-leveled I was for this fight. I got 2 level ups off of that fight. When you're done with Riku Ansem, you're going to be a Heartless, and just you're just basically going to go and you're going to try to find Donald, Goofy, and Kairi. Go outside, drop off this lift platform, go outside again, drop off again, go outside again, drop off again. You'll see here, I actually fall way too far. I didn't mean to fall this far. I just kept dropping. It was like anytime I saw an opening, it was like, okay, go to the opening, drop, go to the opening, drop, go to the opening, drop. And then at some point, I didn't realize how low I was, and I just kept dropping, which is, you'll see it's fine. So right here is when I should have stopped dropping, and I should have just gone inside the library. But anyways, it was super easy. I just took the elevator back up when I landed in the waterways, and I headed to the Grand Hall from the front. A little bit longer than it would have taken otherwise, but still worked out just fine. And technically, you're a little bit closer to Sora, Donald, and Goofy when you come out of all the next cutscenes. Or sorry, Kairi, Donald, and Goofy. So right here, you'll see a couple little cutscenes with Kairi and Donald and Goofy, and you'll see one of my favorite parts of the game, which is honestly a lot of what Donald does. But Donald just started beating Sora in the head with his staff, which is just fantastic. I mean, just 10 out of 10, like writing and everything. You can see it for yourself. So anyways, after that, you're going to end up back in Twilight Town, and we've got just a couple of things to do here before we make it back to Hollow Bastion for the second visit. So the first thing you're going to do is head to the first district and talk to Sid. Sid's going to tell you that you need a special nav gummy, and you're going to have to go to the secret waterway to get that nav gummy. I call it the sewer, but you know, the secret waterway is fine too. So to get to the secret waterway, you're just going to jump off this ledge and you're going to fly to the right. So where Sid is, just jump off, fly to the right, or run to the right, and you're going to go through this hole. Now that we have high jump, we're able to jump over these crates in the alley and just fly all the way down this alleyway until you get to that hole in the wall, the secret waterway. Head inside, you're going to find Kairi. She's not going to say anything super important at first, so you can ignore her if you want to. She's just going to point at the image that Sid was telling you to go talk to or go get anyway. When you go up to that image, you're going to get yourself a special gummy that poops itself out of the wall. Go back, talk to Kairi in a cutscene, and you're going to get yourself the Oathkeeper Keyblade. Awesome looking Keyblade. Sadly, very few cases where it's useful at this point in the game because you're about to get Divine Rose, which is just such an incredible Keyblade that it really outclasses everything around it, except for in the case of Reach. So that's kind of where you might want to use like Oblivion or something else if you want like some Reach. So right here, you're just heading back to Sid after you get that nav gummy. You're going to talk to Sid. He's going to install the nav gummy on your ship. And now a special warp point is going to show up in the gummy ship map. So go to the new warp hole, fly through it, and make your way back to Hollow Bastion. So here's where we start getting into the last few chests that we need to get inside of Hollow Bastion. So you're going to land in the Rising Waterfalls. Inside of the Rising Waterfalls, there's a new chest we can get that just showed up after you do the first segment of Hollow Bastion. So go ahead, kick Beast off your team, forget that. Okay, now just follow me here from the beginning. It's the 4th bubble. So there were only 3 bubbles before, now there are 4. You're going to get yourselves a defense up, which is a huge item that you should definitely be using. So you see this 4th bubble that just showed up. We're going to jump inside of it, and the second you get underwater, just start running forward as fast as you can, because remember, there's a time limit on this. So just run forward, grab the chest, you got yourselves a defense up. The only other chest you're gonna, the other new chest you're gonna get inside of Hollow Bastion on your way up to the top, go to the library, go back to the lift stop, and I'm just gonna take you through, you know, you're jumping on this elevator. We already hit the switch on the way up, the other crystal that changed the path of this. And this is gonna take us up to a really good accessory called the Rama Belt. Something like that. Rama Belt? That sounds right. That didn't sound right at all. So anyways, you'll see here, instead of going left, we go right. And if you still go left, you just have to make your way back up to the high tower and hit that crystal. When you get up here, you'll have to use gravity on a chest. And that's going to give us that dope accessory that I was just talking about. Rama Belt. Okay, make your way back to the top of the tower. All the princesses are going to be up here. So go inside the room where you fought Riku Ansem. I like to ignore these enemies here because it's just, I hate wizards. So there's a way to ignore them. Just run up, run to the left, and jump up on a ledge as quickly as you can. And then we're going to run backwards to kind of behind where we just came. And if you get into, if enemies aggro on you again, just kind of wait, get up against the wall. They're going to eventually go away. Hit this first chest, which is the Oblivion Keyblade. Do the chest in the order I'm showing you to avoid like fighting a bunch of enemies, but you can fight them if you want to. I love the Oblivion Keyblade. Just such a good looking Keyblade. So now we're going to run to the left side of the room and we're going to grab a chest. Then we're going to come back to the right side of the room and grab a chest. So this left side of the room, if you've done everything up to this point, this will be your last Dalmatians that you need if you've gotten all the White Trinities and all the other Dalmatian chests in all the worlds. But we are going to do White Trinities in the next video, which there are Dalmatians in the White Trinities. And then come over to this chest, drop down right on top of it. You're going to get yourselves a Dark Matter. Then you're going to have enemies spawn right here. And I just fly over them. I just jump back up, fly over them, and go into the Door to Darkness, I guess it's kind of a dark, you know, his attempt at making, Ansem's attempt at making Kingdom Hearts or something. So in here, you're going to fight a Behemoth. Behemoths are super easy to fight. Jump up on their legs. If you can't jump on their front legs, jump on their back legs. Put on defensive spell, your arrow. Level 2 or level 3 will actually hit the horn as you're hitting it, and it'll stun him quicker. So the more hits you do on him, the quicker he gets stunned. He'll fall down, you'll fall off his head, and just start doing combos on his horn until he gets back up. He is going to, once he gets back up, he's going to kind of do a big AoE spell, and, you know, you can try to block it, try to dodge roll it. I normally just take it to the face, but we're going to jump right back up on his legs, and we're going to get right back up on his back and keep beating that horn. Anytime he leans forward, the best thing to do is kind of stop attacking for a second until he gets back up. But in this case, the only lean forward he did was when he was stunned, which, you know, get down, do some combos. But sometimes he'll lean forward to do attacks, he'll kind of fall off. But keep your arrow up, like I'm not doing here for some reason, and then just beat that horn away. And that's really the, I mean, these dudes are dead easy. I can't say anything else besides that. See, that's where they kind of lean forward and you fall off if you're doing combos. But you can avoid that if you just stop doing combos, just stay near his horn, and your arrow spell will actually hit the horn a bunch, which will make it where you don't fall off, and you're also still hitting the horn, which will eventually stun it. Okay, well, I'm going to let this fight play out. After you're done beating him, you're going to see this absolutely unforgettable epic cutscene.
No matter where we are, our hearts will bring us together again. Besides, I couldn't forget you even if I wanted to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Okay, so you're gonna close the keyhole, and then you're gonna talk to the princesses to get your final upgrade to fire. Then you're gonna head back down to the library. Okay, this is very important you go back down to the library. You're gonna talk to Aerith 3 times. Aerith is downstairs in the library. Talk to her 3 times. You're gonna get some Ansem reports, whatever, read those. Those are always good to read for fun, but whatever, compared to what we're about to get. The 3rd time we talk to Aerith, we're gonna get ourselves the final upgrade to Cure. So just such a massive upgrade, such an incredible spell. It's definitely my most used spell in Kingdom Hearts. Go upstairs, you're gonna watch a cutscene with Beast and Beauty, Belle, yeah, Belle. Talk to Belle and she's gonna give you the Divine Rose Keyblade. This is a very powerful Keyblade heading into the end game until you get your stronger Keyblades from either, you know, Sephiroth or Ultimate Weapon. Thank you so much for watching. We've got more videos coming up. I have a fantastic synthesis guide coming up. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.